The Epstein network survived as long as it did because powerful people on both sides of the political aisle engaged in motivated reasoning. They did not want to look. Looking would have been uncomfortable. Looking might have implicated people they admired, people they needed, or the very people they were. According to media reports, the Swalwell allegation circulated as an open secret on Capitol Hill for years, which means multiple people knew and multiple people said nothing. That is not a coincidence. That is a system that protects itself. The pattern here is not the individuals. The pattern is the systemic protection of the Epstein class. Now, let me tell you something that should make you angry. In light of all of this, in fiscal year 2025, over 100 nonprofits serving trafficking survivors reported losing federal funding. The people responsible for funding the infrastructure that investigates and prosecutes trafficking and supports survivors of exploitation are the same class of people who exhibit the behavioral hallmarks of the exploitation they are supposed to be fighting. This is not a behind-the-scenes conspiracy theory. This is playing out publicly for everyone to see. If you are someone who uses power, access, and institutional authority to exploit people who depend on you, you have a structural incentive to make sure the organizations that investigate that behavior are underfunded, understaffed, and politically marginalized. And you don't have to coordinate to make this happen. You just have to hold hearings trotting out celebrities and then do nothing. The difference between Jeffrey Epstein and the men I just described is not the playbook. It's nothing more than the fancy suit and the official title. It is the press release calling it all a lapse in judgment. The fight against trafficking is underfunded because the people who are responsible for funding it are the very people who benefit from the conditions trafficking requires. Power without accountability, access without scrutiny, and victims who have been given every structural reason to stay silent. This is not a Democrat problem or a Republican problem. Eric Swalwell is a Democrat. Tony Gonzalez is a Republican. And you can argue that Jeffrey Epstein, he was both. The problem is a class of people in every political party, in every institution, who have decided that their access to power entitles them to exploit people according to their desires. It does not. And the solution starts with funding the people who know how to stop them.